Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have what is a ladder game. That means it is a best of one. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg, and I can assure you that this is going to be epic, if for no other reason than the two players who are here today are rather fantastic. They're rather brilliant, and I'm super excited about casting this. So let me go ahead and introduce them to you. Down in the bottom right position, we've got the red Zerg player from Team Evil Geniuses. It's Suppy. And his opponent, up in the top left, the blue Terran from Axiom, it's Heart. So, these two, absolutely fantastic. I am a little bit hoarse in my voice. It is going a little now, and that is all due to the fact that I'm casting this the day after I've just done 2 casts of WCS EU Challenger in a row. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Anyone who watched it, I'll be doing more next week. Probably actually on one of the days that this video gets released. If I'm thinking about my release schedule for my YouTube channel, it will be around now I'll be doing it. So of course do check out WCS EU2. I'll be on there casting with a whole bunch of other people. Oh, Heart, we've got a proxy racks. Look at this. I was busy here talking to all the lovely viewers about all the exciting events I'm doing. And then you do this, you chuck down the barracks. What are you going to be doing? You're getting Reapers. You're definitely getting Reapers. Look at this, a refinery coming out behind it. There's a barracks right there. Meanwhile, we've got the Overlord. It's on its way across the map. We've got another Overlord coming forward. We've got a hatchery coming down, just to be expected. Suppy's just like, well, I'm playing against a Terran. I guess I'll go for a 15 hatch like I've done every time that I've ever gone up against a Terran. And Axial Heart, he's just like, I'm going to put a proxy barracks. Proxy barracks is always fun. The gas is slowly creeping in. We should have enough for a Reaper any moment. The barracks nearly finished up. It's rallied. Where's it rallied to? Straight towards the main base, and the spawning pool only now just getting started. Thank goodness, though, that Suppy didn't go for a gas before pull. Here comes the Reaper. A little bit of harassment coming in. This SCV sneaky sliding his way up around the edge of this wall. Is he going to go for a bunker? Potentially no, coming back out, being like, okay, so you've got a hatchery, I'm just going to run away again. That's fine, you've got the hatchery coming down there, all good. Meanwhile, gas still being mined. We've got the extractor coming up here. For Suppy, his spawning pool half done, but the Reaper is also half done. It's going to get there way before we've got no Zerglings yet. Any lava getting banged. Let's keep an eye out for this. No is the answer. There are no lava being banked. The Reaper on its way down, so that means that at most there's going to be like 2 Zerglings out. Will there be a Zergling when this pops? Okay, there's a lava there. Lava there. What's it going to do? Okay, the spawning pool about to finish lava. Spawning pool, lava, spawning pool, lava. Lava becomes 2 Zerglings. Okay, but in comes the Reaper. Okay, so Reaper is on its way through here. The Reaper is going to start trying to kill some of these drones. Just doing a nice little bit of micro. He needs to be careful not to get surrounded. Suppy pulling a couple of drones to try and deal with this. Pulling away the damaged drones. This is really good moves by him. Building an evolution chamber, building an extractor, because it's better to build things than just lose a drone for nothing. The 2 Zerglings have come out. 2 queens are on their way out. We can see the drones getting pulled here as well. And he could have actually trapped that Reaper there, because yes, he can jump down there. But a slight misstep by Heart meant that he moved over. A second Reaper we can see there on the side is on its way back up. It's coming towards the main base. We've got a grand total of 3 Zerglings out on the field at the moment. The first queens are just popping. There's one down to the natural about to come out as well. That's going to really help deal with this pushing forward. Getting the injector off first. Got to prioritize your macro now in this sort of situation. Behind this, we see that Heart, he's getting a command center and a factory. So he's following this up with just an expansion and more aggression. That's always nice to see. 6 Zerglings on their way. Zergling speed hasn't yet got started because there was a big knockback in terms of the gas getting pulled out. So for the moment, these Reapers have delayed Zergling speed. They're still doing a nice job of just being irritating, trying to rack up a couple of kills, but not managing to get many. Single worker has been killed by this Reaper harass. The 3rd Reaper is out on the field, but it's on its way back to the main. A 3rd command center is also on its way. So Hard, he's like, okay, I've been super aggressive early on. I can keep this pressure up with my Reapers and just keep this going. So I'll double expand behind this and try and catch up economically. And Hart, well, he's not that far ahead. And actually, he is ahead in terms of the working count, 22 apiece. It's due to the fact that so many Zerglings have been forced out of the Zerg player here. So, nice little opening, but now we're going up to 3 command centers. We've got the reactor coming down on the factory. We've got the Reapers being pulled back. The Overlord just being like, okay, so he hasn't expanded yet. I guess I'm not in a tough position here yet, because he hasn't expanded. That is good news for me, because if he had expanded, I may have been in some problems there. But no, he's fine. The barracks has got to float all its way back. The Zerglings just running around like Zerglings do, ready to try and catch this Reaper if it is a little bit too undercautious. There's 4 in total. Harstem just came online, so I have to reveal my friends list. Hide it again super quickly, because I forgot to set myself to busy. That was very silly, but hi Harstem, you just got some free promo on my YouTube channel, and of course Harstem is awesome. I'm going to be seeing Harstem next week, as well as Rhett and Grubby at the Dutch StarCraft League finals. I'm super hyped about that. I am one of the main casters there, and yeah, it's going to be good. Tune into that as well at the weekend if you want to. Now, Reaper gets taken down. We've got the Orbital Command at the natural base taken, the Orbital Command morphing at the third, ready to float down later on in the game. I very much doubt Hart will take that third right now. He's going to take it down to the south position because that would just be stupidly early to go for it, and you'd be at a lot of risk. The double engineering bay means that it's going to be infantry style. We've got a lot of Hellions in here as well. These Zerglings are not gonna come in here. Okay, let's face it, there's quite a few Hellions, a good couple of Reapers there as well, not something that you really want to risk. Now, the Hatchery at the third base coming up for Hard, he's like, okay, well, you've taken a base, I take a base. This is how it works in ZBT. I stay one base above you at all times, and then I'm happy. This barracks coming back, and let's just think about how long this barrack has been out of here. The Tech Lab only now just going down. That means no stim, no combat shield. Double upgrades are getting started here, but stim massively delayed. We've got +1 carapace, and what is going to be coming out from the second evolution chamber? +1 melee attack. That means Ling Bling probably going into Mutalisks, I'd imagine. It's a really popular strategy at the moment. It works surprisingly well against most of the things that a Terran player can throw at you. We can see that the wall off though is coming down. There's a small gap. Oh no, actually apparently there may not be a small gap there. It looks like there should be one. But yeah, Zerglings getting forced back here. We've got the third hatchery just finishing up. Lair also getting started. The third and fourth gas all down. So 4 gas guys is up at the moment for Suppy. But look at this. This is sort of like the worker killing force, if ever there was one. If only this was back in the beta days of Heart of the Swarm, where you could morph Hellbat straight in from Hellions without any of those additional upgrades. This would just be terrifying right now if they just all became Hellbats. But no, here we go. Some drones already getting taken out. The 4 Reapers doing quite a nice bit of work there. The Queen is going to get taken out. The Reapers just happy to focus that down the third base. There's quite a few drones here, which won't be allowed for too much longer. The Zerglings trying to come in, get us around, but they've got to be so cautious. Hart being so aggressive, just like harassment constantly throughout this game, even from a very aggressive opening, but it's working quite well against Suppy. We can see that a lot more Zerglings are in production. And if they get us around, this force won't actually be too great, but there's just so many Hellions here that when they're in a tight choke like this, all the Zerglings die. It's just that simple. The Reapers also staying up 3 there. 1 has gone down so far, but in terms of resources lost, just take a look at that, up in the top left here. Just under 2,000 resources lost for Suppy, compared to 300 of Hearts. Suppy, though, he's getting up his Spire. Work account-wise, he's at 47 to the 50 SCVs. This third Orbital Command has flown all the way across. The Overlord sees it, though, and that puts a lot of pressure on Suppy now, because Suppy has to try and take a 4th. You always want to stay a base up. We've got some Widow Mines coming out. Biomine is the strategy of choice for Terran these days. We've got the Stim Pack upgrade nearly finished as well. Much later due to this very aggressive style we've been seeing out of Hart, but it's working well for him. He's killed 9 workers in total. He's forced so many Zerglings. The Baning Nest is now getting started as well, as the +2 carapace, +2 melee attack should also get going fairly soon. And things looking to stabilize a little bit out now. I wouldn't say that Hart is massively ahead. He is on equal bases, so those 3 mules will help. And there is an equal work account, but the Mutalisks, they haven't been scouted yet. If we take a look, Hart doesn't know about this. Hart doesn't even know that the layer is down. So, in terms of his knowledge about what could be occurring, all he notices is there's a third base, and obviously quite a few Zerglings out, and he probably saw the 1-1, judging by the fact that he likely clicked on one of them. But this is what's good here for Hart. He's got 3 bases. He's got 3 mules ready to start chucking down. His stim has just finished. The Spire is now done for Suppy, who's got enough for 7 Mutalisks if he blows all of his money on those. But he's not. He's going to go for an Infestation Pit. And will he start +1? That's what I'm always keeping an eye out for. Do they get air upgrades? Because it's good to see air upgrades. Some players just favour getting an extra couple of Mutalisks slightly earlier. Some favour getting the upgrades, depending on how long they think the game's going to be going on for. But missile turrets, Widow Mines are all down. There's a missile turret in the main base here, none around the edge. So this area of production facilities is slightly exposed. Widow Mine count, though, that's up at 10. There's 10 Widow Mines. I'm just flicking around at tons of them. They deal quite well with Mutalisks, let's face it, it's quite fun, but the Mutalisks are heading up towards the third, where there is a bunker, and there's also a missile turret on its way down, so not likely to do too much. The creep spread will see the infantry, or should I say the army, it's not even infantry, there's a handful of marines, mainly mines and Hellions, wandering their way across the map. This is scary times. We've also got the 4th hatchery coming up here for Suppy. He needs to stay a base up at all times, remember, if at all possible. Bailing's morphing in the hive, getting started now here for Suppy, but yeah, a lot of Marines, a good number of Widow Mines. That is going to be quite awkward, and the cancel forced straight away. Where are all the Mutalisks? That is my question. They're just running around here. They're not doing anything too much. Suppy clearly not too happy about that. Luckily he abbreviated, because otherwise my profanity filter on StarCraft 2 would have gone off. And for anyone who's ever thought about taking up casting, make sure you keep your profanity filter on. Even if you are a very nice, a very responsible adult and you're happy to see that sort of language, you don't want that in your VODs. It happens once. It happened to me while I was live streaming, and a player got very, very angry about a loss, and there was a lot of profanity typed out in that chat, and I kind of squirmed a little bit because I was like, oh, this is a sponsored event and I don't want all of this swearing on here. But now the medevac is getting caught out of position. It's going to boost, but of course boost only gives you a temporary rest from these mutas. The mutas will not be able to go much further. The Viking is going to get taken out though. That Viking did kill an Overlord earlier, so that is a good little bit of revenge. The fourth base getting taken on the other side here by Suppy, because if you take my left base, I'm going to just take the right. I'm going to expand away from wherever you seem to like to go. This medevac is on its way in here, so of course we need to keep a good little eye on what this is going to be doing, because if it gets some nice drops down, does a little bit of damage, it can be awkward. At the moment though, Mute is trying to engage in the center here, but Widow Mine's burrowing up very quickly. There isn't a Drilling Claw upgrade done yet for those Widow Mines, so that's something which, if Hart is committing to a lot, it would be wise to get. The Queen did manage to snipe off that medevac, means no retreat, but the cancel forced on the hatch to the right. Ultralisk Cavern also coming down here. The Queens just slowly working their way through all of these Marines with a bit of help from the Zerglings, because that's what Zerglings are there for just a little bit of help. Harder, he's coming in for yet another drop, and he's delayed the fourth base of Suppy just oh so long. This is really problematic for Suppy, to be fair, because he's on equal bases. That in itself is a problem. Another cancel force, once more. Their worker count, there's 2 more SCVs out compared to drones. That is also brilliant for Hart. But Suppy, he does have some Ultralisk coming out. He's got Chitinous Plating researching. He's got the 2-2 upgrades. He should start 3-3 shortly. He's just a big gas starved. That's his big problem. The Mutas trying to engage here, but they are all going to die to a lot of Marines there. That is not what you want to be doing. Suppy losing those Mutas. They're very expensive. 100 minerals, 100 gas, not something you want to be occurring. There's a couple of Infestors out. Now, the Infestors are a smart choice against this composition because, one, you can shut down the Marines. You can lock them down in position and be like, no, you are not getting away from my Ultralisks or from my Banelings or anything like that. You stop them dead. The other thing is burrowed Widow Mines are detected, and that's also nice. A drop coming down the main base is going to get shut down, and oh, Suppy, you've got the awesome Ultralisk skin. Boy, do I love this. Seriously, they're so beautiful. Can we just watch Ultralisks for the rest of the game now? You guys don't mind, do you? You don't mind if I just watch one unit? If it died, I'd be ever so sad, so I probably shouldn't, because it would be giving myself emotional trauma, and I don't want that sort of hassle. It'd definitely negatively affect my casting. But what's going to negatively affect Suppy's play is a triple drop on its way in. Luckily, there's an Overlord placed here, where it's going to be like, hey, medevacs, as long as Suppy is keeping attention, because there is a little bit of engagement coming down here. So many mines. 19 mines. There's the fungal growth. That's just trapping them in place. That's always good. Now, oh, the triple drop. It's not been reacted to. Suppy's suddenly like, Ultras, come back, defend the base. But they will not be able to get there too quickly. The Hive, the spawning pool is getting focused before the Hive. Now the Hive probably going to take a little bit of damage, but the units trickling back. Banelings are rolling ever closer. Be careful, Marines. You don't like Banelings. They don't want hugs, nor do Ultralisks. Back they go. At the same time, though, Zerglings are trying to push into this base to the right. We've got to push down the left-hand side as well. The triple drop comes out. And can you believe this? Only 4 Marines were killed there. The Overlord getting taken out. This fourth base for Suppy once more is not going to be coming down. And, yeah, this is a big lead at the moment for Hard. He's got the 3-2 upgrades up against 2-2. +3 carapace is half done, but +3 weapons is not started. +3 infantry armor is nearly done as well, though. So that means there's an upgrade advantage there for the Terran player. There's more workers for the Terran player. The income, a lot better for the Terran player. And Terran player got 4th base. Zerg player no have 4th base. And I don't know why my casting has kind of devolved down to baby language of just like Terran no 4th. It's kind of a cross between baby language and Yoda. I'm just sort of saying words straight away. It's because it's just doing so much casting. It's tiring, I'll have you know. But yeah, Ultralisks, Banelings pulling back mines, just threatening, doing the little... I like this, it's a nice little infantry dance there. You just pull back a little bit. We're trying to convince the Zerg player that, honestly, Suppy, there's no mines here. Just chase me, Suppy. Oh, you're You still think there's mines there? Okay, there are mines there. Sorry, I tried to trick you. I tried to get those kills down, but no. Suppy, he's not going to be falling for that. Meanwhile, at the same time, we've got some SCVs coming to mine down here at the Planetary Fortress. They're all very happy. 66 SCVs, just 60 drones. This medevac just chilling around the Ultralisk, unfortunately, with his glowing lightning claws. Is not going to be able to do too much because all the Marines are already dead. But, we can have an engagement in the center here. The Widow Mines did hear them. Burrow 2 Ravens on their way out. So, that's adding on to the Raven that's already on the field. So, a nice little bit of teching up coming on because late game Ravens is, of course, everything that you want to see. More Banelings are morphing. +3 melee attack already started, but 3-3 is completed. And this is where Hart goes, yeah, I know I was ahead in SCVs all this game, but I don't need these anymore. Because what I need is more army. Kill my SCVs. Go and attack. Drill them to death. Drill them. And drill them they tried. Tried to take a couple of Zerglings. Wasn't too effective, alas, but still, triple drop coming down here. The Ultra bravely defending the main base, and now falling back once more. Hard from this left-hand flank. His 4th base still up and running quite happily. The drop coming into the 4th base of Suppy, which is finally secured. But Hart, he just wants to get rid of these SCVs now, because, let's face it, he's got a good number of mules. If he gets rid of some SCVs, he is going to be able to get more units, and his bank is really looking quite happily. It's 5,500 minerals and 1,500 gas. The 3rd base for Suppy! This is almost certainly going to fall. There we go, boom, it is gone, and will Suppy be able to retreat? The answer, yes he will. Nice little stem, a boost from the medevacs at the same time. The 4th base is getting pieced apart. Suppy, he's down to just 2 hatcheries. That is not good for Suppy. He's at half the number of bases of the Terran opponent, even before this command center's landed. Once that command center lands, we get into fractions, which can't easily be summarized in percentages off the top of my head, but still, good fungal growths coming. Infestors, Ultras, the army for Suppy still looking fairly scary. And if he gets good fungal growths like this and is able to come and close this down with the Ultralisks, he may still be in with a chance. This is a big counterattack for Suppy, but it's got to do so much because he is long-range mining pretty much, because his natural is pretty much mined out, his main is pretty much mined out. Really not something you want the Widow Mines. Still trying to bait forward. A couple of infested Terrans getting lobbed, being like, shoot my infested Terran eggs with your Widow Mines. That'll be fun. The drop moving down towards the natural with the Ultralisk putting an end to it. And here comes the Seeker missiles. The infestors. Oh, one of the infestors instantly dies. 2 of the other Widow Mines fizzle out, unfortunately. But now we see that a lot of the production facilities here for Hart are going to be going down. And this is where things start getting pretty crazy, because Suppy's army fairly substantial. The Ultras trying to get through here. We can see that fungal growths chaining up on all of this infantry, but there's a lot of medevacs there, a lot of Ultralisks though, and they have breached into the wall off. This is where things get scary, because Ultras are suddenly just like nom 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 through all of your base and all of your units. We've got a couple of Widow Mines running around here, but of course Speedlings, if they don't stop, can go over a Widow Mine before their hit triggers. So that is of course good news. Now, as you can see, the Ultras getting transfused, destroying all of Hart's base. Hart, he's got to be out now. Yes, he's still got income. And yes, he's building more production facilities over here. But he's just losing so much stuff. The medevac's healing up quite nicely, but the Ravens trying to throw down a couple of auto turrets. A couple of medevacs getting pulled back here as well. The drop's still coming down. Hart, are you actually going to be able to get... No, okay, Ultralisk there. This is good. Okay, Ultralisk finishes off. You are getting quite low on health, but you'll be fine. You can still do this. Meanwhile, the production facilities are flying away. Because why not? There's no anti-air down at the moment for Suppy, so I might as well just take all of my production facilities over to this base over here, where I'm still just making more stuff. The Widow Mines slowly just doing a nice little bit of damage wherever they can. They're just being a bit of a pain. No additional bases have been taken yet for Suppy. He's just full-on base racing his opponent. But the trouble is, Hart, he's just carrying on. He's just like, well, I'll lift everything up and I'll just land it again in a bit. I'll keep making stuff with the Ultras, slowly eating their way through this. Hart is still mining up quite happily. He's got a good number of SCVs still down. 28, which may not seem like a huge amount, but he's got mules, and mules are really, really effective. The barracks are dying, though. Meanwhile, the rest of the barracks just floating around here. Seeker missiles are about to go off on some of these Ultras. Seeker missiles not that great against Ultralists, though. This must be over now. There is a planetary fortress here, and planetary fortresses do deal quite a nice amount of damage. The army supply for Suppy is at 58 though. This many Ultras should be able to take out this planetary fortress, even with the repairs. Seeker missiles are still going down. Any energy units, always very useful in this sort of situation. Resources lost, nearly identical. Only 1,000 more resources lost. Oh, an Ultra dies to a Seeker missile there. That's always very frustrating. No queens here. 2 transfused. There's still this 1 Ultra running around in the main base. Suddenly, just like, Hart's just like, I'll make some more Ravens because that seems like a good thing to do with my massive bank. The 3rd base getting retaken here by Suppy. The Ultra's still taking more damage, and unfortunately, luckily gets away there. Okay. So, these Ultras very, very low. They're not going to be able to assault the Planetary Fortress. They've all got hardly any health. They do move forward, and there's the Planetary Fortress. It's going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to kill you then, Ultras, if you come this close. That, of course, is very problematic. You do not want to be losing any of that. Suppy not too happy. Suppy just like, damn it, I shouldn't have done that. Ultras really split up into quite big chunks, which fly a long way when they die to a Planetary Fortress, is something that I learned today. And yeah, here we go. Transfuse is finally going on. You want to get these Ultras up, but this game has just entered the realm of crazy. And the reason it's entered the crazy realm is because there's a third base here for Suppy. He's mined out at his main. His gas is empty in his main as well. His natural base is still mining gas, but he's really only mining off as his third. He's got a huge amount of gas banked up, but not that many minerals. He's bringing all of these drones back. But at the same time, we can see here for Heart, he's still got his third base, which is nearly mined out. His fourth is secured. And there's now this, a Planetary Fortress being made at the left, which would have been his fifth base, but is now his second base, third base. Things get all really confusing here. The medevac count is just ridiculous. Look at this fleet of medevacs. This is a party right here. If medevacs could dance, it'd be awesome. I love a dancing medevac. That'd be sweet. This Planetary Fortress at the left, unfortunately, has no SCVs to repair it, and the Ultralisks are coming in. They'll be like, okay, Planetary Fortress, that's fine. We'll just om-nom through this. This is something that Hard really would have wanted to keep alive. Yes, it's doing a little bit of damage to the Ultras, but it was not justifying its cost of obviously being a complete Planetary Fortress. Very expensive. Suppy now taking his fourth base, so he's expanding back a bit more normally. Heart's kind of transitioned into this very unique army composition of 1 Marine, 4 Marauders, 10 Ravens, and 13 Medevacs. That Marine is going to get healed like nobody has been healed before. Seriously, that's like miracle level healing right there. Those Medevacs are just going to fly over. I don't know if you can get OD'd on the medevac healing beam, but if you can, this infantry is about to really feel it. So, feel for them. 6 more Marauders are on the way though. That's going to roughly make it 1 Marauder per medevac. Obviously very, very effective against all of these Ultralisks that are still down. The Infestor count still surprisingly good though. There's 11 Infestors on the field. All the key tech is still up for Suppy as well throughout all these drops. His Hive, his Ultralisk Cavern, his Spire is still there. If only he had the minerals to actually make anything with it. A couple of Zerglings have managed to make their way up to this top right base, and top right bases do not want Zerglings in them, because if SCVs started dying, you run into problems. Suppy's got 51 SCVs this game compared to 42 drones that have gone down. Suppy's ahead 50 to 21 in the Harvester count, but there's mules, well, 1 mule out, which doesn't actually level that out. Meanwhile, Suppy, he's just being here and being like, okay, gotta take the left-hand base up here. You won't expect that, will you now? The creep spread still moving further forward, but Ravens. Scanning when you've got Ravens to take out creep tumors. Interesting choice, not gonna lie. Couple of fungal growths going down, and here comes the infested Terrans. This is slightly problematic, although Seeker missiles also on their way through. More fungal growths starting to hit. The infestors have to be very careful. They need to stay alive because they're very expensive units, and as long as they stay alive, Suppy should be okay. He's got to keep chaining up those fungals. The Widow Mines have detonated. Only a very small amount. There's a massive fungal growth. The problem with that is it gets chain fungled so easily. The Seeker missiles, though, are going to start connecting with these infestors, but the Ravens died to get them off, so yeah, this game really, really going crazy. I just don't know how this is going to end. The infantry getting caught. The Corruptors finally whittling down that medevac count, because that medevac count was a bit crazy. It's still quite crazy at 7. It's just a bit more normal now. Like 7 medevacs, you're like, okay, I can deal with 7 medevacs. That's something that I'm used to seeing in a game. 13, it's just pretty crazy. Once you've got more medevacs than you have infantry, that's when you know things didn't quite go to plan. And that's fine. We've got more Corruptors on their way out. The 5th base for Suppy is now up and running, but this infantry, this Raven, is getting awfully close to spotting it. It does know it's coming down, actually, so it has been seen. It's just a case of taking it out. Seeker missile on its way. Oh, the Infestor, you didn't get far enough away. The Ultras are getting closer towards this infantry. Where are the Infestors? Ready for the fungal growths. Ravens getting taken out here by the Corruptors. Oh, Ultralisk moving forward a bit further. We're gonna try and take out a couple of those medevacs. The Corruptors are there, but the stutter step micro from Hard, really good at the moment. We've also got some Zerglings running up towards the mace bases, but there's the fungal growth that Suppy would have wanted. Unfortunately, his last Infestor, his last Ultra, die as that fungal growth goes off, so that means that the infantry will be able to survive for the moment. The Zerglings chipping away up here, killing off the engineering base, because whatever we don't want happening right now is for Hard to get the Neo Steel frame upgrade, because that could be game-breaking right now. I just don't know what to expect from this game. I really don't at the moment. I joke about Neo Steel, Neo Steel upgrade. What is it? No, yeah, Neo Steel. Why Neo Steel just seems really strange. I want to call it Nano Steel, and I don't even know why. But Nano Steel frame, I just think would be really cool. But Neo Steel frame upgrade is unlikely. I'm going to say that much. But if it did go down, wow. Wouldn't that be good? Anyway, Zerglings are getting taken out now by the Marines. They're brought back in a medevac. We've got a new 5th base being taken here by Suppy. Am I the only one here struggling, trying to keep track of all of these different bases? Am I just really that sleep deprived and overcast that I can't work out what's going on? Or is it just that like bases are appearing everywhere? This game's been going on for nearly 35 in-game minutes now. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. It's got to end soon, surely, right? Does it? Maybe not. I've seen some long games. Is this going to be one of them? We'll have to wait and see. But all I know is that Hart, he's starting to come forward. He's starting to try and put a little bit more pain. Those Widow Mines are still being very annoying. These two trading very equally. The 5th base is once again not going to go down, but Suppy does have 2 mining bases. Well, 1.5 mining bases up against Hart, who is nearly mined out at his 3rd. His 4th base is not too low yet. He's got a couple of SCVs just sitting around chilling, which is not necessarily something he wants. 34 drones to 28 SCVs, but look at this, a doom drop in the main. The hive is gonna fall. Where is all of Suppy's units? They're nowhere to be seen. They're coming over to the left for some reason, ready to deal with this push on the way. Hart is in a really good spot. He's taking out everything. Another hatchery goes down. The Ultralisk Cavern, that's gonna die. The Spire, definitely gonna fall, and this is where of course things are not looking so good for Suppy. He currently has 1 Ultralisk on the field. His spawning pool was remade down here at his natural, but if this push keeps coming, it's gonna find that, and suddenly Suppy's gonna be in a situation where he can't make anything other than infestors, which are great. Infestors are a good supporting unit. This ain't Winds of Liberty anymore. You can't just mass infestors and hope to win. No, we've got the spawning pool down, the infestation pit even gonna fall, everything going down here. If only you could make banelings from lava, but you can't. I've also got some overlay on this, but I was just showing you the lava production tab. All that Suppy can make right now is drones and overlords. Red would be so happy right now. He could just be like, drones, drones, drones. That's what I want to make at the 37-minute mark, when I'm down at only 33 to 28 SCVs. Okay, let's take this a bit serious for a moment. Okay, Madals, concentrate. We're at 108 army supply at the moment for Hart, up against 73 for Suppy. Worker supply is also in Suppy's favour. But look at this, the infantry is looking fairly scary. Both players are maxed out on upgrades, 3-3 on both sides. That's easy to know. Banelings are starting to morph, some fungal growths coming down. The infestor count, relatively high. There's 5 on the field. They've got a good amount of energy on them. A few queens coming with the army, ready for those transfuses. There's the fungal growth, trying to keep the marauders away from the infestors. The Ultra, the single Ultralisk. Can he be a hero? He's already doing, well, he's not doing too well. He's got 1 kill on him. Poor Ultra. Come on, go and get some more. There you go. Oh, the Banelings kill stealing all the way through. But here we go. Hart pulling back. Suddenly seeing those green balls of goo, being like, oh dear, do not want to touch them. Stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. Okay, he's pulling back. The Ultralisk is still alive. The Queen's only job is to keep that Ultralisk alive. They're going to be like, transfuse, transfuse, transfuse. There we go. There's the mass transfusing. All going good. 3-5 upgrades there for the Ultras. This is good. This is fine. All happy. Meanwhile, the infestation pit getting remade after the lair was remade at the 4th base. The 3rd is now mined out. The gas is empty. The gas is empty also at the natural base. Meanwhile, here for Hart, his 3rd base is now mined out. So both players are currently on 1 mining base, which is their 4th. And we're at nearly the 40-minute mark. This is just so peculiar, ladies and gentlemen. But there's the fungal growth that Suppy could only have dreamt of. That was brilliant, getting so much of the infantry. The Ultralisk, unfortunately, with a little bit of a pathing bug there, is just like, nope, I'm going to hug up in the corner and not go and fight this infantry force. The infestor count down to 2. The energy, not enough on one, not enough on the other. One very close, one more energy, and there we go. Fungal growth is ready to go on that. Ooh. I'm limbering up now. I'm getting to the point where I'm like cracking my shoulders, my neck stretching. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting into this game. This game is getting into the spectacular, the crazy, the sort of moments which, as a caster, you love, because you see too many games which are sort of around the kind of 10 to 20 minute mark, and there's a nice push, and someone gets a bit ahead usually, and then it's followed up, and they win, and sometimes there's an amazing comeback and things like that. But rarely do you get these sort of situations where both players end up on 1 mining base at 40 minutes. With fairly equal armies. Actually, their armies are incredibly equal. 73 army supply for Suppy to 86 of Hart, but Hart's medevac count has got back into the preposterous. He's up to 15 medevacs. Meanwhile, at the same time, we can see here the pulling back. This is just got to be a little bit cautious. Medevacs moving forward, boosting back, being like, oh, I picked up some units, didn't really want to do that. The Corruptors are there. They're going to try and take out a couple of these medevacs. Of course, tech structures at the moment. There's a Baning Nest, a spawning pool, and an infestation pit. No Ultralisk Cavern backup. The Hive hasn't been restarted because Suppy just honestly does not have the money to do that. So this one Ultralisk He's been alive for such an incredible large amount of time. Really good work by the queens there transfusing. That's going to keep up the transfusing. There's a good number of queens out. There's some great fungal growth though, and the Ultralisk is going to be able to come in and start dealing some nice damage to Zerglings. Getting a good surround pick-up though, boosting out of there. There's unfortunately... there are 5 infestors, but they're pretty much all out of energy. There's 2 fungal growths there. No, actually only 1 fungal growth was there to try and catch those medevacs, and the infestor was a bit too far away in order to get it. If he could get a fungal growth on those medevacs, or chain fungals, it'd be great. That would really help him, especially the corruptors. They could clean those up very quickly. But this base is still going quite nicely for Hard. He's starting to get quite low on minerals, about 200-ish on each of them. Suppy though, he's down to about 400 minerals on each patch there on the base to his left, so both players could rather do with taking another expansion. But that's going to be tough to do, because they're both just kind of toying around, so it's all going to come down to how cost effective they can be. And currently, Hard is being slightly more cost effective, losing 5,000 less resources than that of his opponent for the moment. This one Ultralisk, he's so desperate to stay alive, the queens are just following him around. Ernie the Ultralisk, I'm going to call him, because I like alliteration. So Ernie the Ultralisk, he is... I do know that Ernie doesn't begin with a U, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I was making a joke. I promise. Anyway, so here we go. We've got now the Corruptors starting to move in. The infantry, scaring them away again. The Marines, the Marauders, they're there. The Infestors! Infestors, what are you doing? No! No, okay, this is where perhaps... Suppy puts an abbreviated swear word in once more. He seems to do that every time he leaves units to die. Poor Suppy. Suppy, you don't want to lose those infestors. You've only got... Well, he's got 6 left. He's making more. Ravens are back in production. Wait, when did this happen? Okay, it only just happened. These are the first few Ravens re-popping out. It's not like I missed something crazy. Marauders, they're heading down, though, towards the Evolution Chambers, because in case he's getting upgrades, then realizing we've probably got 3-3 by now, dude. We've got the Baneling list getting taken down. That means no more Banelings. That means this infantry mildly safer. The Broodlings are chasing back this one medevac, and of course Suppy can't really afford to send too much back to deal with this, because if he does, this base to the left that he desperately needs to get up will get taken out by this infantry. So he's just like, kill my natural. Just kill it, I won't look, I'll pretend, if I just ignore you, maybe you'll go away. That is the big plan. The Evolution Chamber is going down. Tragic, Suppy is not going to be able to get +1 missile attack for his Ultra Ling composition. But... yeah, a couple of Zerglings will come through here. We'll get this round on the Marauders. The Corruptors also on their way through, just ready to start picking off that medevac. It will boost away. At the same time, though, we see that the command center, the Orbital Command, coming down here to the base to the right. The Overlords trying to get taken out. We've got a few Corruptors on their way through. But, yeah. Suppy, he's now taken his... I'm not even going to count the base. This is like... Suppy has a new base now. Hart is about to have a new base. Once this creep goes away, he'll have a new base. So they both got bases, that's good. Some Zerglings once again coming back up here into the main base. These starports have been up for so long, that's pretty sick. 6 Ravens are out on the field as well. That means Seeker missiles will be incoming in any big engagements going down. That makes things fun. Suppy restarting his hive at just under 46 minutes into this game. He's remaking his hive to the tier 3 tech because that one lone Ultralisk, this is the luckiest Ultralisk in the world. He's just got all the attention from all the queens. 10 queens down there just being like, I want to transfuse the Ultralisk, and their buddies being like, no, I want to transfuse the Ultralisk. And then they all transfuse the Ultralisk, which is why it's still alive, even though there's 15 Marauders out on the field. These Zerglings slowly working away at the supply depots and things like that, and the next one going down will supply block half. That's going to be a little bit frustrating. The Ravens get caught by a fungal growth, but Seeker missiles are still going down. You need to start chain fungling. Seeker missile on the infestors. Run the infestors away. Suppy, run it away. Okay, good. At least only one died there. Could have been worse. There's the fungal growth, but more of the infestors are getting taken out. We can see only a single infestor does remain, but Banelings starting to connect. The Ultralisk still going strong. This is a good Ultralisk. The starport's lifting up once again because, okay, he's got a couple of Zerglings in there. That's annoying. Meanwhile, the Orbital Command down here to the bottom right will get saved by a couple of Widow Mines and a couple of bits of infantry. One Baneling rolling forward. There's the lift, and unfortunately the SCVs did walk straight into that Baneling, which is not what you want. And this game, Hart suddenly now down in supply after some great fungal growth. He's got a good number of Ravens still here, though, and they are banking up the energy like it's before the financial crisis. That's how much they're banking up right now. And yeah, the Ultra, that's getting forced back once more. We can see that a couple of units getting taken out here by some Speedlings. Hart can't really actually afford to lose stuff because his mineral income, as of this moment, is 60. He's mining 40 minerals per minute, and that is only going to get lower. 0. Zero. Zilch, nothing. He has 449 minerals at his disposal for the time being. He has just cooled down on Mule and transferred some SCV, so that number is going to get higher. But look at this. Suppy, he's happily saturated, oversaturated at this place. He's just like, send all the drones, rally them all. Maybe they can mine a bit more, because boy, do I need those minerals. I'm getting my Ultralisk cavern down. I need more gas as well. Suppy's on 4 gas at the moment, up against 2 gas for Hart, but Hart's worker count down to only 11. It's not looking too good for him. Suppy is also ahead in the army supply, 73 to 66. I think Suppy should be able to do this now. But I've got to that point in a game where I don't know what to expect anymore. I'm just like, something will happen. I know that much. A couple of infested tones getting thrown over, being like, let's nom up those Widow Mine shots. But in come the Speedlings. Where are the Corruptors? There was a single lone Corruptor. The Seeker Missiles are going to try and go down. Where are the Queens? The Queens, you need to go and transfuse that Ultralisk, because it's getting so far forward. More Seeker Missiles. I just hear the beeps everywhere. The Queen's getting hit, but are staying up for the moment. Here comes the Infestors. The Ultra coming for the Infestors. There's 6 on the field, but where they are, I am not too certain. But this is a good little push. SCVs have also been pulled, trying to tank up some of the damage. That Ultralisk is still alive. This Ultralisk is incredible. Ernie the Ultralisk, as I named him earlier, making a joke about alliteration, pretending I couldn't spell, but yeah. Here we go, Ultra starting to move a little bit more further forward. The Ultra getting pushed back once again. Suppy at 109 of 102 supply. He is supply blocked after losing some of these Overlords, but Hart, he's at 49. He's under half the supply of his opponent. This Orbit Commander is on fire. And not in the good way, not in like it's mining all of the minerals that Hart so desperately needs, in the way that it is about to be destroyed. Suppy, he's starting to move further forward. There's just a handful of units remaining, and there's a fungal growth. Just he would have wanted, but the hero Ultralisk has died. The Queens, oh look at this, Suppy dancing the Queens, and there goes the GG. So that game, wow, that was 50 minutes and 42 seconds. Long game. I hope you all enjoyed that. It was pretty funky. Bit more unusual compared to the normal. But if you liked, make sure you like the video. Leave a cool comment. Let me know what you thought of that. And of course, subscribe. I get new games up every single day of the week. And I'll see you all tomorrow. And if you want to tune in live to some stuff I'm doing, of course, WCS EU Challenger Series. And I'll be at Dutch StarCraft League Finals over at The Hague on the 1st of June. So I'll see you all there. I'm Madals, and bye for now.